What's good, YouTube? Dmgaming here, guys, and I hope everybody's having an awesome day. I'm not feeling well today, but still doing the live stream this evening, well, tonight. And I wanted to do today a video preparing you for Dragon Ball Z Kakarot and kind of showing you or setting you up so that whenever you start playing the game, that it's easier for you to get acclimated to everything so you can get the best experience possible going into the game. So let's roll the intro. All right, so guys, we are here, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. There is gameplay involved in this, and I had a friend who let me use his PlayStation because he got this game digitally, and it's in Japanese. And I have been playing it a little bit. He's been playing it, and that's where the gameplay is going to come from. I'm going to show you now. I'm going to actually go through some stuff for you now. But I know some people are going to ask, DM, did you get the game early? This or this and that. No. Bandai didn't send me a copy. I don't have a copy for myself. This is from a friend. So before y'all ask, that's that. And I'm not going to show any story stuff. Gonna kind of show the ins and outs of stuff and kind of talk about how to make stuff a little bit easier for you. That way, when you start playing, you can kind of get into it a lot quicker. And so, for those of y'all who don't like spoilers, in my opinion, this isn't really a spoiler because I'm not showing story content or anything like that. And it's gonna be, I think we're at the Namek saga right now, but let's go here and check it out. So not gonna put my face on here simply because I want you to be able to see the full screen. You know what I'm saying? Actually, you know what, man? I can go ahead and put my face on here. Let's put my face on there. Let's put me down here. Okay, so it's all in Japanese. This is new game. That's continue, and that's the options. We're gonna go to continue game, and you could tell how much time me and him together has put into this. About 12 hours. So I've only had maybe 40 minutes or so working with this. So he's put in the bulk of it, and we want to say yes. And I think that's another reason why I'm doing this, because I really debated on whether or not to do this or not, because I didn't want to spoil anything. But with everything being in Japanese, it's not going to be any spoilers. So just be mindful of that. But, as opposed to sit here and just tell y'all about it, I would much rather kind of walk you through some of the ins and outs of it, because when I'm looking on YouTube, guys, I'm not seeing anybody actually teaching people how to play this game. I'm just seeing people just rushing to get gameplay out, like video gameplay. Okay, so as you can see here, Goku and Vegeta. And let's look at the menu first. So this is the world map, or not the world map. We're on Namek right now. This is the Namek map. If you push up or down on the D-pad, you can zoom in and out. Not very much. Guys, found out what the Frieza spaceships are for. They are the same thing as the Red Ribbon Towers. That's it. They're basically the Red Ribbon Towers that you just shoot down and you get items from. That is the exact same thing. You have your icons, of course. If you push square it's on the PlayStation. I don't know what it is on the Xbox, but square that's how you mark something, like a waypoint or something to that effect. You have your fishing locations there, your training grounds, these stuff like this is more or less your points of interest. That's Goku's spaceship. That's the Namek village. You know, Bulma's Nim ship, stuff like that. Then you also have like your waypoints. That's just your marker and stuff like that. And then that, of course, the little arrow just tells you where you are at. So from here, I can push triangle. Normally, I could push triangle and go to the world map, but it doesn't allow me to do that because we're on Namek, so we don't have a world map. Whatevs. So that's that. Now, guys, let's fly up. So you can see how everything is over here. I mean, you can see the beam of light that's telling you where everything's at. The Z orbs. The Z orbs will auto-populate. After I get them, whenever it comes back to this screen, guess what? They're going to be right back there. So, guys, you're never going to have an issue collecting Z orbs. However, guys, the Z orbs, they are a pain in the butt to collect. And you can see right there, Vegeta's probably talking to me because in certain points in the story, you can only go so far. Okay. Now, I want to get into a fight because I want to go over some combat stuff. Because the thing about combat is it sounds very, very simplistic, but it's not. So before we get into that, let me show you the pause menu. You could look at the collection of Z orbs and D metals, like they're everywhere. So you see down here at the bottom where my head is at, right here, right there. Okay. Throughout the game, you want to come to the pause menu and push triangle. The reason why you want to do that is because throughout the game, when you're accomplishing stuff, if you go into it, just like that, perfect example, this pops up and these are accomplishments and things that you've seen and done in the game. And when you do this, guys, this is an easy way to get D medals. See, I just got 6 D medals from that. You know, so periodically throughout your gameplay, go to there and get those D medals. And I'm not going to go through this because I don't want to like spoil anything. Of course, you know, there's background music, but this is basically like the characters, the cutscenes and things like that. But you definitely want to go to that encyclopedia throughout your gameplay. Now, one thing about this is the game does start out slow. You're not going to have a bunch of side quests at the beginning of the game, even up to the Namek saga. You're not going to have a lot of side quests. It's almost like the story of the game is preparing you for the end game. That's the way it feels because you're still, as you progress through the story, you're still being introduced to new things, new gameplay mechanics and stuff like that. So it's going to start slow. It's going to start slow, but it will pick up. Okay, so here, this is the pause menu. You'll be able to see that. That's just continue. That'll take you to your items. And on your item screen, you can push the square button on a particular item and you can set it to your item list. So triangle, and all I have to do is go to that particular one and press X and it'll set that to that button layout. So when I'm in a fight, I can hold the up button and press either one of those buttons to get any one of those boosts or health benefits for the items. This is just items in general. So you can look at your food items that you have. You can look at your not collectibles in a sense, because these are more or less like ores and stuff like that, and like your fishing bait. These are presents, which is we're gonna get into that. This may be a little bit lengthy video, but I promise you everything I'm gonna tell you is going to benefit you to help you get into this game faster and make the most of your time, because I'm not gonna lie to y'all, it is a grind. If you want to level up, it's a grind. But I got a tip for that as well. And then of course your important items that you collect throughout the game. So that's the item menu there. Now we go down the screen and then this is your party menu. So right now I'm inside of a story mission, so my party is locked. But if it wasn't, then you would have characters here to choose from. Now I'm looking at this and I'm interested to see how it's going to work at the end of the game, because after you beat the story, from my understanding, you should be able to play with anybody and level anybody up. The reason why I say that is because everybody can get higher levels, and I doubt you're going to get Kid Gohan to level 80. You see what I'm saying? But Gohan is interesting because he actually shares his level. I don't think you'll be able to go back and play with Kid Gohan. It's weird because when you're playing the game, it doesn't give you like a separate character for Gohan, and even his community board emblem upgrades as the game upgrades as well. So I'm sorry, I just texting my wife back asking if I was okay because I don't feel good today. But anyway, so we'll get into that. But that's how you change your party and stuff like that. Now the symbols on here, you see right by Goku and Vegeta's icon to the bottom left, you have the fist. That means they're attack base. The blue shield that you see with Piccolo, it means that he's a defensive type. Him and Gohan are defensive types. And then with Krillin, you actually have like this green guy, and that's like a healer support type guy. Now, what's interesting, what's super cool is that you can actually upgrade your support character skill trees. Now, Vegeta is set as my my support character right now. But even when it's Krillin, Yamcha, Tien, Chaozu, whoever, those guys actually have their own skill trees. And I wish that I could show it to you now, but I'm not at a point in the game where I could do that. But in order to access that menu, so this is the party menu. Okay, this is the character menu, which if you go into that, you can see your bonuses and stuff like that. And then you have your you have your mission, your story menus. Now, what's cool about these two menus here, this is your party menu, this is your character menu. Just by going into it, either one of these menus, if you push square, it's going to take you to where you select your moves and stuff like that. And if you go back and you push triangle, it's going to take you to the skill tree. Now, from any one of those screens, you can go to either or. So I could push square and go to my moves, and on that same screen I could push triangle and go to the skill tree. You see what I'm saying? So speaking of skill tree, this is the skill tree, and it's in Japanese, so I guess I'm not really spoiling anything there. But certain things unlock by levels, certain things unlock by progressing the game, and then of course the green stuff unlocks by training. And this one here is really important because I've already gotten level 2 on this for Goku's combos, which is really, really cool. And what we talked about with the know-how stuff, that is true. So if we push square and we go back to this screen, you can set Goku's main attacks, which you could choose 4, or you could set his attacks that you would use if he was a support character. Now, pressing R1 will take you to the know-how skills, and I've already had some of them set. Now, the other ones don't unlock until further levels. Level 30, 40, 50, 60, and 70 are the appropriate levels to unlock the slots for the other ones. And I push another button and it goes to the transformation menu. Now, if I push X on this, not X. If I go over here, where am I at? Let's take this off. I can move that to any button that I want. So if I want to put that on triangle, I just go down to that particular button. If I want to put it on X, go there and do it like that. You can move these around to map them how you want. And this is just Goku's Kaioken. Okay, and then back to the main menu, or the menu where we could put the moves on. So that stuff is important to know, because navigating the menu, I don't know, I guess for me, would it been in Japanese, that's cool to know, but would it been in English, you'll know all of this stuff. But that's how you look at all of that stuff. Now, going here is just your missions. Now, this is another important thing that you need to know. This is showing you your active missions. I don't have any subquests active right now, but I do have a mission that tells you the potential rewards for that mission, as well as a description of what's going on in that mission. This will tell you your complete missions, the ones that you've completed. Now, some of these, it is what it is. You can't replay them or anything like that, but you can look at your completion stats and stuff like that for them. Let's go back into that. I wasn't done. And then this one is interesting because this is for Master Roshi. Now, Master Roshi is going to have an icon just like that, a little green icon. This is important because the game doesn't really tell you this. I don't know. Maybe it did. I just didn't see it. But as you do stuff in the story, the same way that you go to the start menu and select the encyclopedia to get those extra D medals when you complete things, as you progress through the game, whenever you get a chance to go to Master Roshi's house, go to Master Roshi and walk up to him and speak to him, and you'll get prizes. You'll get awards for doing certain things. These are all training things for Master Roshi's. You can see these are the ones that I've completed, that we've completed. But then you see the ones that I haven't completed yet. They don't have that star bomb and stuff like that. So doing those things will get you anywhere from D medals to items to use and stuff like that. So that's very, very important to know as well. Make sure you're visiting Master Roshi. Make sure you're looking in your encyclopedia in the pause menu right here. Make sure you're looking at that. Push triangle. Look in there. Get those. It'll automatically pop up for you and reward you with some D medals. Okay. Now, this is important. This is the community board right here. This section is for Dragon Ball. We haven't unlocked those yet. This is the community board. Okay, the first one is the community boards, and then the next one is the soul emblems. So this is the community board here, and I've moved some stuff around because I'm trying to test some stuff right here, but this is the Z Warrior community. Goku is gold. Why is Goku gold? Because I have given Goku enough gifts to upgrade his Z level to max, as well as his friendship level. So Goku's maxed out, bro. He's going to put in the most work. And each level that you go up, 70, 80, and max, you get those things. Now, it's actually not that hard to get them to max, and that's really cool. But if I was to push X, if I had some gifts to give, I could give Goku some gifts. And then you have the eating community. I've put a lot of them in the training community. You say, DM, why have you put them in the training community? Because right here, number one, you start out with a 10% boost to XP. Number 4, you get a 15% boost. Number 7, at rank 7, you get a 20%. And at max, you get a 100% boost to your XP. And that's really important if you're trying to level up your character, because here's the thing about the Z Warrior community. It gives you boost to your melee and stuff like that, guys. But this game is a very level-oriented game. Like, if you're 3 levels ahead of somebody, you can put in some serious work. So if you really want to get stronger, I would advise that you invest in the training community board. And then from there, you could, push triangle and go to them. I don't have any of those boxes. I wish I had some of those gifts, because if you look at the bottom where it says max and it has that gift down there, that Z tells you that is for the Z Warrior community. You really want to pay attention to this screen here, because this is going to tell you where those soul emblems are the strongest at. For example, looking at this screen, Krillin is best to be in either the Z community, the training community, or the adventure community, which is that map down there. The reason why is because look at his max for those are all 25. You see what I'm saying? So Krillin is best for that. So if you're giving Krillin a gift, you need to make sure that it's either for one of those 3 communities, because that's where he's best at. That's what's going to give you the biggest boost. Now, what's interesting to me is if we go to the... No, I want to put Krillin back on there. I didn't mean to take Krillin off of there. My bad, Krillin. Okay, so let's go back and let's go to the soul emblems. Now, this is what's interesting to me, is because I can't remove Goku from his board and put him on another board. So it's weird, because why even show all of this for Goku unless you're able to move this stuff around? So I don't know if later on in the game you're going to be able to move them from different community boards or something like that, but I don't know. Maybe somebody knows something I don't, but right now it just doesn't make sense. Like, why even put that he's an 8 in the cooking community? You can't put him on the cooking community board at this point in time. Maybe, like I said, you can later on in the game or something like that. But and then you could just push R1 and L1 to switch through the different soul emblems. So like Gohan is strong in the Z community and the Gods community, as well as the training community. Chi, of course, she's 25. She can get up to 25 overall in the cooking community and 21 on there. So that's how you read this. And I want to tell you, do your side quests because these are going to help you out tremendously in this game. So when you're looking at the, let's go back to the communities. The Z Warrior community is if you want to focus on fighting or being stronger in battle. This is for your eating and stuff like that. It's going to give you more boosts and make your meal effects last longer. The training community, I've already explained that. The main thing for here is to give you an XP boost for your fights. The research and development community, guys, is for research and development, like building cars and all that kind of stuff. Now, guys, I know y'all seen adult mind them in the game. It's just a throwback to Dragon Ball. It's not a reference to Dragon Ball Super. This is the Gods community with Kame and Mr. Popo. And this is for like your Z orbs and stuff like that. So it's definitely cool to have that and upgrade that. Now, what I'm doing and what I plan on doing when I get the English version, get my own copy of the game is, and what I've been doing here is upgrading the main person first, because they're going to be the core foundation of it all. Okay. And then this is your adult community with Master Roshi and his magazines, but this has nothing to do with that kind of stuff. This is actually for like the shops to get discounts and stuff like that. And then the adventure community right there for like finding extra items and things of that nature. So, I mean, it's a lot of stuff, but it's good information. Okay, and that's the community board. So now I want to talk about the combo or the fighting, because people think that the fighting is very simplistic. It's simplistic as you want to make it. Also, flying and moving around, like you'll get used to it. It is, it's awkward sometimes. And look, we're finna get in a fight here. So let's show you the fighting, because it's not bad. See, I mean, you can mix it up. If I push triangle, I finish with that move. You want to block that. I didn't block it in time, and so I lost my stamina. Okay, so that right there will give you energy. If you push the square button, he finishes with that. If I push just circle, he just finishes with a regular kick. And then if I attack with X, he'll knock him back. And then, of course, your moves and stuff like that. You see what I'm saying? And that's just your regular combos. Now, you can mix up the step in there as well. Like whenever Goku is stepping from side to side. Let me try to see if I can find another fight. And I'll tell you what. Let's just fly. Let's see if we can make it over here. It might not let us go because of the story. Sometimes won't only let you go so far, depending on what's going on in the story. And what you can do is mix up the step in that. And what that'll allow you to do is it'll allow you to like just change in your combos, make different kind of combos. So another thing, you could tap square to shoot that. But what I've learned, if you hold square, he'll do a charged attack, okay? Now, here's a tip. If you keep square held down, he'll continually fire those charged ki blasts. See how that's doing? See how that's doing? That's pretty cool, right? So if you hold L2, and if you tap it, he just shoots them. If you hold it, he'll charge it and shoot it, okay? But if you keep it held down, he'll continually just shoot a bunch of charged ki blasts. This is very helpful whenever you're trying to get rid of these types of things, as well as like the dinosaurs and stuff like that. It's a little bit slower, but you can get it down a lot quicker. I'm going to try to see if I can find one more fight somewhere so I can show you a little bit more about the combos, like as far as dodging and stepping to like extend your combos and make them unique. Because like I told y'all, the guy who was doing the gameplay, he made it feel very repetitive, like the combos. And it wasn't because the combos are repetitive. Even though it's one button, it's actually not. You may start it with one button, but it's not one button. Okay, so I'm gonna mix it up here. Try not to kill him real fast. See, you can push that X button and step. And if they charge you like that, you can hold block and push X. If you got enough ki, you'll step. See that? I'm just mixing up my combos. It's not the same thing. You're not doing the same kind of thing. Beam struggles are in the game. However, like those battle clashes, they are not in the game. And you can even add on that super attack at the end of your combos like in Xenoverse. See what I'm saying? So, and guys, I mean, the combos, they aren't simplistic, bro. Like, they can be as complex as you want them to be, or yeah, they can be as simple as you want them to be. So, and I know that was fast, so you could go back and watch that again. But man, I'm hoping everything that I'm showing y'all, telling y'all, is going to help you with the game. So just to revamp over everything that we've talked about, you have your skill trees. Your support characters can level up. They get XP with you. They have their own skill trees, so be sure, don't forget that. Be sure to go check your skill trees every often and see if you can level up your support characters as well as your playable characters. Do that because that is a must. As far as the skill tree goes, I would say that one of the more important things is the combo thing. The combo. It'll look like that. It'll be over in the yellow stuff, but it'll be blue. You want to get that as soon as possible because the sooner that you get that, man, your combos, you have more hits, you're able to do more. And then, of course, in Surge, you're able to cancel attacks and you can repeatedly do super attacks back to back to back as long as you have key and stuff like that. But I implore you all to do that, get that, man, because that is going to be extremely helpful. And then the community board as well. I know I threw a lot of information at y'all, and I hope that it makes sense because this is something that I had to learn on the fly that I was like, man, if I knew this at the beginning of the game, I would be a lot more skilled fighter as well as I would have been able to level up my characters a lot easier as well. But that's it, man. I mean, like I said, the sub quests, you definitely want to make sure that you do those. See right there, he stopped them and turned them around kind of because I need to go to this mission. I can't just free roam. It's not a cutoff point because it just depends on what's going on in the mission and stuff like that. So, guys, I hope that this video has been helpful, man. Today or this evening, the live stream will probably be at about 11 o'clock tonight. I'm gonna try to get some medicine in me, so hopefully I feel better for that. My head is like throbbing right now, but it's not gonna be the 17th as shown above. It's going to be at 11 o'clock tonight. So be mindful of that, guys. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you are new or haven't subscribed. And I'm gonna do a more detailed breakdown of each thing, but I kind of wanted to get this out there with it being release date today, so you guys can start, putting this stuff together in your head. To be able to, make it a little bit easier playing the game. But guys, the game is everything that I thought it was and more. This game is awesome. It is fun. And I can't wait to play the English version so I can really, really get immersed in it. So till next time, y'all, that's all I have for right now. Peace.